So we are doing our stained glass project starting today, and here are your instructions. If you don't know what stained glass is, I pulled up some Google images for you. Think of a church, maybe. You see glass. And notice, like this one, there's lots of lines going on here. Here too. We have lots of linear equations. So when you think of your stained glass project today, at the end of it, you will be making your paper look like stained glass. You want to make it colorful. You want to make it precise. The lines should be done in a darker color, while the coloring can be done in a lighter color. So here we go. The supplies that you'll need for this project are this paper, given to you by me. You'll need your graph paper. You'll need some colors eventually, definitely a pencil. Do not do this in pen on your first try. And definitely a ruler. So we're going to set the ruler and the graph paper aside, and we're just going to go through this and figure out what M and B are for each of our linear equations over here. So we're going to start, I'll do 1 or 2 with you. X equals 0. Well, this slope is undefined. We want to make sure we remember that this is a straight up and down line, vertical. Our y-intercept, there actually is no y-intercept on here, except that this is the y-axis. So I'm just going to put it is the y-axis. So what do I mean by that? When we go over to our graph, x equals 0 is the y-axis. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to graph the y-axis. That is x equals 0. Now later I'm going to go through and do this with a pen. But for now, there's my graph. Okay, let's go back over this. I'm going to skip down to number 4. Y equals x. What's my slope there? Remember that there's an invisible 1. And if I were to have a b, my b would go right here. Well, that tells me that my b is 0. So my slope is 1, my b is 0. How does that translate to our graph? Let me zoom in a little bit. I zoom in on my origin. I'm going to start here on my origin. That's my first. And then I'm going to do my slope, which is up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And I would keep going in that fashion until I run out of room. And I think we get the idea. At this point, again, I'm not using my pens yet. I'm going to graph my line. And it's really important for this project that my line go all the way to the outside of my paper. And I'm going to zoom back out again. Notice how my line went from all the way up here all the way down here. I didn't just stop. And it's going to be important that you do that for each of these lines. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do number 6, and then I'll let you all work on your own. So number 6 says y equals negative 2/7 x plus 2. My slope is negative 2/7, so negative 2/7. My y-intercept, or b, is 2. And that's where I start. So if I'm back over here, I'm going to start at 2. Put my y-intercept there. And my slope is negative 2/7, so which means I go up 2 over 7. Up 2 over 7. Up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why did I go to the left? Because it's a negative graph. Up 2, 1, 2, over 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Now I've run out of room. Now again, when I go to graph this line, it's going to stretch all the way from over here to way down here. I don't just stop at my dots. And that's important for this project, or else your stained glass is not going to come out right. Okay. Now you're going to keep going in this fashion where your lines stretch all the way to the very outside until you get something that looks like this. Good luck!